So if you're watching this video, you're probably thinking about buying an older 359 or 379, or buying an older truck and rebuilding it. And you probably have a couple questions, have general wonderings of what it will be involved in, and so that kind of stuff. And my advice to you, after doing 99% of the stuff I wanted done to the truck, it will be, if you're thinking about doing something like that, you better be mechanically inclined. You better be mechanically inclined, or somewhere that you're good at learning, and not essentially. It's kind of hard to explain, but I'll try the best that I can. When I bought the truck, I worked on bikes, I worked on cars. I like doing stuff with my hands. That's one of the things that helped me out. Somebody smacking out next to me. But so when I bought the truck, I bought it October of 2015, I want to say. Yes, 2015 October. And I bought the truck with the intention of putting it to work at Landstar. That's where I'm at now. That was my original plan. Put it, get it roll ready, go through the whole thing, and put it to work. Because I want to work it. Well, in '86 is AOD exempt, and at that point is when the law came into effect. After I purchased it, I found out that that law came into effect, where I couldn't use it anymore because it's all manual motor. There's no electronics whatsoever on it. So then, that's not good. So if you're watching this video, you're probably wondering and thinking about purchasing an older truck and restoring it, and you kind of would like to know what's involved, and kind of the cost of it all, and whether you can do it or not. Backstory on me: I had been at that point in time. I had been driving for about 10 years. I worked a little bit on my stuff here and there, but not to a very big extent. And doing something like that, it's gotta be, you're probably mechanically inclined too. So that's the kind of things that you were thinking about. It'd be kind of cool. What my thought process on that was, like, well, I buy myself, an older truck. It'd be kind of cool to go through the whole thing, so I know how it will be sitting at the end of it all. If something, like, if when I'll be riding it, when I'll be running it down the road, I would kind of have a good idea, because I went through the whole thing, that it was like, well, if something happens, kind of like, oh, I did this, so I did that, so I didn't do that, so that part is new, that part is not, or stuff like that. And you get to know your truck really, really well that way. And like, I went, let me see if I can remember everything. So what I did, the air system, I went through the electronical system, and I got to learn all of that. I got to learn how everything, or the whole truck air system, I got to learn very well. And I got to redo every single airline. It's done, except in the dash, but that is neither here or there. But I had to, I went to the electrical system. I updated from to rubber, all the lines rubber, and I updated the fittings, all the fittings from the bottom of the dash all the way up to the back. New airbags, new there's so much stuff that was done. And then I got to actually learn how it works, because some of the stuff you have to make work. Sometimes you're gonna have to find out if it can fit, or not. And for the most part, I was still able to find parts. It was a little bit kind of hard tracking them down sometimes, but you know, they switch over. You're gonna get to know your Peterbilt guy really well. Kevin up in Richmond. Thanks, you did. But yeah, and your local parts guy, you know, Jeremy and them up in Northern Virginia Truck Supply, they helped me out a lot. I mean, when I did all my air system, I was in there a whole bunch of times, just buying a lot of fittings, a lot of hose. And if you're gonna do by the way, if you're gonna do all your air system on your truck, buy the big rolls of rubber. If you're gonna go that way, buy the big rolls. That way you can make on the fly. So if you know you didn't limit yourself to how long you'll need, buy the 100-foot or 50-foot rolls. Just, you know, kind of get a gauge of what you're going to be needing. Look at the ones you have there now and kind of, you know, like you don't need 5/8, 3/8, ½ inch, and you don't need a lot of 1/4 inch. You're going to need about 200 feet of 1/4 inch, and you're going to need a lot of fittings. And that's the way that I went, because I wanted to make sure that all my air system was going to be tight. Nothing that I have to worry about on the road. And for the year that I had it running, none of my air system messed up. I also added an air dryer to it because I want to make sure that everything, you know, all the system that was getting air was getting, you know, dry air, and you know, because of the air compressor and stuff. So all of the stuff you want to go through. It's gonna be a big project. You know, it depends where you get it from. I pulled mine out of a field with one of my now good buddy Mitch. You know, it was a whole big ordeal, but it's gonna be a very big expense, and it's gonna be a lot of work. I spent after I purchased the truck and I was able to get it up to Virginia, I spent two years, just about 16, 17, 18, no, yeah, 2 years and 2 years and some, and about 2 years, yeah, 2 years and 3 months, right around there. But then the days before I actually put the truck back on the road, I took a whole month off. Yeah, a whole month off, and went through the whole thing, like the wiring and at that time I put a new starter. I figured out all the wiring for my I got to learn exactly how all the starter system works on 3-degree weather, which is, yeah, it's, I mean, I worked outside. I don't have a shop, so I did everything, you know, outside, kind of like actually what Mr. Twin Six is doing up there in Alberta. His actually worse than mine, because he's doing that in snow, and yeah, you know what, shout out to you, bud, doing good work up there too. And he'll tell you the same thing, you know, it's a lot of work, and you see all the stuff that he's doing, you know, kind of what I went through too, but it's a couple of stuff he's doing differently than what I did. Most of my stuff was mechanical. I wanted everything that could, you know, cast me out on the road or be in the side of the road. I broke down and stuff like that. I didn't want to go through that, especially on the air system. Everything that I could think I had to do that was going to cost me, you know, be broke down on the side of the road, I try to do it and try to learn about it. It's a couple of stuff that I had to learn that, you know, it's going to be a big learning experience, is what I'm trying to say. And there's going to be many things you're going to have to look up, and YouTube was a very big help to me when I was looking, you know, looking at certain stuff. But some other stuff, you're going to have to go in the forums. You're going to have to go in the forums and find out. If you're looking to do this, make sure that you're gonna get something that's probably the motor's been gone through, little bit. You know, like mine, it was parked for 12 years. 12 years it was parked. It had been fired every now and again, but it had been parked, non-working, non-road ready for 12 years. I want you to think about that. When I was able to get the truck back at home and I start going through it, it was it's a big deal. I mean, like, I wanted to get, you know, it's a lot more expensive than I thought it was going to be, and it took me a lot longer than I thought it was going to take me. I thought it was going to be like 6 months. Oh boy, was I green. Yeah, 6 months. I was like, oh yeah, I'll get it out in 6 months. Man, wish I would have known that earlier. But you know, you better be prepared, you know, to put some time aside if you want to do it yourself. If you're going to have somebody else do it, it better be somebody you trust, because there's a lot of stuff that's going to, you know, when you're doing it yourself, you're looking at this and you have some experience out in the road, you're going to know the kind of things that will go wrong with trucks. You know, your for example, your air dryer, your you know, you may have brakes, you know, there's a whole bunch of stuff that could go wrong when you're out running a truck, working it like I did. I had to do all my bushings, put all brakes, all new drums, slack adjusters, S-cam bushings, all that stuff, you know. And if you're watching this video, you're probably good set on stuff like that. I had a little bit of experience, but not as much as I got to learn, and it's a very good learning experience for me. It took a lot of weekends. Like I said, every single weekend I was home, I was working on it, doing something. When I couldn't figure it out, I know that 359s and wiring, man. Oh, that right there. If you need, if you do it like mine was an 86 359 extended hood. If you need the wiring diagram for that truck, I got a copy. Post a comment and tell me, hey, I need a copy, and we'll get together and I'll send you one, so you can kind of get a good idea. You better get, if you're gonna get an older truck, you better be good at wiring. You better be good at wiring. If you have a truck that has been messed with. My truck had 1,200,000 miles when I bought it, and it's been parked for 12 years. So yeah, that's a lot of stuff I had to go through, and you know, one of the things I will tell you is that you know, you're gonna have to do your research and like find out how a lot of stuff works. You're gonna get good at it. Like I had to learn all about the air system. I had to get somewhat of a good idea of how relays work, the air system of the truck. Man, sorry, I got a cold. Just because I get sick waiting to deliver. But anywho, you know, that's the things you gotta look at. If you want to see, if you want to find out more, leave comments, and I'll go ahead and make some other videos about it. Yeah, you can kind of see the other videos that I done with it. I had to park it for now because I'm gonna end up redoing the motor. The motor is fine. It's a 3406B model, 4 1/4, with it's air to air. It's 86. It's a good running motor. I love how it pulls, but it's and I did the turbo. I had to find out all about the fuel air ratio. You know, there's a whole lot of stuff that I have to like find out. And if Twin Sticks, if you're watching this, you know, if you need any help figuring out a little bit of the stuff regarding the motor that you need, I mean, regarding with when you start running, yes, more so when you start running it, you know, send me a message and I'll help you the best that I can. What it took me a couple of errors to find, you know, I help you out with that.